Hey there, humans. What's good, Fluidity family? It's Tim here from Tim's Gym and Weigh the Rope. And today, I wanted to get into something different today. Bit of a reaction video. We're gonna watch some yoked up dudes do rope flow and react to it, see how it goes. First up, we want to start with Jujimufu, who I knew him from his tricking days. When I used to do free running and I used to look across at tricking, Jujimufu was one of those dudes that just stood out. Massive dude, incredibly brolic as heck, and was really flexible and could flip and spin like no one's business. It was really a unique character. And then to see him in more recent years, the rise as a YouTuber and that kind of Instagram influencer and YouTuber, and just to see people connect with his personality and his way of training, it's cool to see him on the rise. And so recently he did a video on YouTube where he was sharing about his rope flow. I also saw about a month ago, he did a video on Instagram where he was doing some rope flow. So without further ado, let's watch some Jujimufu do rope flow. Let's go. Look at that bowler. He's even get his hand can even get behind his head, look. Boom. Yeah, nice bowler action there. Mullet roll. Look at that. He's got the dagger grip going off. Grabbing the rope the opposite way around. Dagger grip. Yep, cardinal law. Turning around. Classic. Hits us with the bicep pose, the twin guns. Doing some normal skipping. Ooh, just about got the underhand sneak. Yeah, that's where I was going to be curious today. That was one of the reasons I was watching this. The theme of today is going to be this. On the underhand sneak, can they bend at the elbows? And looks like he's struggling a bit there. That's one of the things I even struggle with when I watch videos sometimes is on the underhand sneak, my elbow doesn't want to bend, it stays straight. And I don't know if that's to do with tight pecs, something like that, or just some kind of lack of internal rotation in the shoulder. But yeah, it looks like he's struggled a little bit there. But overall, he's got the coordination down, and it looks like he's actually put in hours into training rope flow. It's not like he's just picked it up in one session. There's definitely been some time. Nice matador there, really clean. Didn't really see dragon roll, but overhand sneak kind of is more advanced than dragon roll, so I'm guessing he can dragon roll. I think he got into rope flow through Yuri Marmerstein, and Yuri's someone I met at when I did my WEC method qualification in San Diego. He was on the course with me, fellow handstander and a G, and he got Jujimufu into rope flow. All right, next up, we've got Nsima, who people may know from Mark Bell's podcast, the Project Power podcast. I think he's the co-host. Big dude, very curious about a lot of different movement practices. They interviewed David, I think maybe multiple times. They interviewed Gota, people like that. Let's see what we got. We got some nice... Here we go, Nsima. Some nice tunes going. Dragon roll, respected the cardinal law. You see, I see so many, mostly guys I see make this mistake. You see he's doing dragon roll and he turns 90 degrees. You see his chest is pointing out this way while he's dragon rolling. He turns into overhand. Now his chest is pointing this way. You see his shadow. He's following the shadow. He turned 90 degrees from this way to this way. That is that simple. Cardinal law. Follow the rope. So many guys get into this. I guess I've got judgment about it because it annoys me. But I try not to. But here's a big tip. Try to follow the rope. Dragon roll is done at 90 degrees to overhand and underhand. So if you're going to change in between them, transition. You see there, into some matador, into overhand sneaks. Lovely. Behind the back, you see, ooh, he's got some good elbow bend going off there. Looks like he's got some all right mobility. Let's watch that again. As he goes into that overhand sneak, elbow tucks right around the back. Yep, pretty good. Good wrist action. Yeah, nice. Good work from Nsmina. See, this thing about being muscle bound, right? Where you get muscle and you get tight. Definitely, there's a lot of big people are tight. Jujimufu is pretty flexible, especially in his legs. And Nsima seems pretty mobile as well. Nice behind the back action. That's always a challenge, especially as we say, you got tight pecs, big guy trying to do behind the back. It's a tough challenge. A little bit sloppy, but it looks like a heavy rope, and I don't think he's been doing it super long, but he's got some nice transitions and some nice fundamentals down. Good work, Nsima. So next up, finally, we've got my friend Max. People might remember Max from
Not yet, mate. So addictive.
yeah.
So addictive.
People might remember Max from this video.
Matador Max. You call him Matador Max.
Matador Max.
How long have you been doing rope? Bro, when was it?
A month? 6 weeks, maybe?
6 weeks, yeah.
6 weeks. Enjoy it?
Not yet, mate.
Okay, so this was 6 weeks into Max doing rope flow. Oh, look. And he already had these sneaks. He had some understanding and some elbow bend as well. So that was good foundations. This was 6 weeks. Now let's watch him a bit more recently in an Instagram video. It's a bit small, but hopefully you can see here. Transitioning. He's got that whip behind the back. Look at the footwork. He's pairing the feet with the hands. He's taking steps, bouncing forward. Oh, lovely. Look at that. 360. Let's just go back to that. Boom, boom. Lovely bit of footwork there. Steps with every revolution. So he's constantly bouncing and changing. Look at this. Absolute warrior. Oh, it kind of disappeared there. And then the training kind of goes off. Some sprint work. Max is a pro rugby player for the Bristol Bears. But just this. Great to see. Great rotation in the ribs there. Nice bit of dancey footwork. Head turning as well. Lovely work from Max there. Yeah, really nice. So there you go. Three muscle-bound guys doing rope flow. I say Max clearly put more time in and is very agile on his feet. And Nsima looks like he's having a nice playful dance in his backyard there. Jujimufu looks a little newer to the practice and a little tighter in his shoulders, but still giving it a go and mixing it up. He's got the dagger grip on the go. I think I was emailing with someone today who was saying they bought a rope and they're really loving the practice, even though they've not watched a single one of the tutorial videos that comes with the rope, because he'd done bow staff before and just wanted something like a bow staff, but that he could pack in his bag and go and play. And I actually really like that you don't need to see tutorials. And I think that's kind of Jujimufu's approach to rope flow as well, is that he's just picked it up and not really followed much specific training. He just swings the rope and follows that. And so that's a whole way you can get into rope flow. I'm doing a reaction video like this so that if people do watch it and they want to, it might be more entertaining to watch a reaction video to rope flow than actually sit and watch a tutorial. So you might be able to get some cues from me. So just to finish, we're going to go back to Jujimufu from his recent video on YouTube, which I'll put a link down below so you can go check it out if you want to watch the full thing. But he's talking about getting older and how he thinks about training. I think he says he's 38 now, got a lot of injuries and stuff like that, and that's led him to practices like rope flow. So we'll just check that clip now.
Train like you would 20 years from now.
Great advice.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Actually, that quote is from not Elon Musk. It's from Dan John. He's a coach. I'm not taking that to mean that I need to train like an old man, but I need to look ahead and kind of work backwards from, dude, I can't see myself doing power acrobatics and high impact gymnastic moves when I'm 60.
So it's really what's sensible and sustainable?
Yeah, basically. What is sustainable? What is something that I can work on moving forward? And there's a lot of things I can still work on.
Because you're not dead yet.
No, I'm not dead yet.
He says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not.
Flow rope is one of the things I picked up this year thanks to my friends, Yuri, and Justin. And it's just kind of fun.
I think that's Yuri there. There's Yuri with the cowboy hat.
And Justin, and it's just kind of fun. It's something.
Oh, he's dragon rolling.
And
there you go. He's got dragon roll. A lot of shoulder swinging, not so much rotation in the ribs. I imagine he's pretty glued there, but he got the dragon roll.
It's one of the things I found, and it's just kind of fun. It's something to do. And
there's another pointer while we're here. You see his head's flying all over the place. You see his head's turning left, turning right, and turning left. That's like a lot going off. That's going to make you feel dizzy and sick. When doing rope flow, really good cue. Choose a target with the eyes. Call it a drishti in yoga, something like that. Like choose a target and coordinate the body around your eyes. So your head kind of stays central and the body organizes around that fixed point. And then we're learning to organize the body around this kind of hunter's profile. Or so, I don't know what to call it exactly, but you will find your practice improves and it will look much cooler from if you're filming yourself or anything when you've got a fixed point on the horizon somewhere. and you're organizing around, yeah, just a good thing to put in place from the beginning. Of course, you don't want to, correct someone every 5 seconds, help them get the basics. You don't, but these are things that I start to add to people's practice later on.
Just come out here and I wasn't like logging it or, writing it down or trying to get better at it. I was just doing it. There's a lot of things.
That's it. I really like that. Pick up the rope, go outside, just swing it around and just play. And I think that is a wonderful approach and a way to get into rope flow that's just really organic, and you're not putting pressure on yourself to learn certain things. And then as you go, you can certainly pick up cues or might get a bit of feedback that could help. Now, if you want to understand it a bit deeper and get a bit metaphysical with it, then you can really go deep with rope flow. But just as someone who wants to move the body, that wants to find a practice that's a lot more gentle on the body. And this is something I found, my friend Josh from Strength Side found, that if you're injured or you're dealing with injuries, rope flow is one of the most fun things that you can pick up and ways to move your body that with most injuries you can still do. Like people with back injuries, people with shoulder injuries, I would recommend using a light rope if you've got shoulder injury, but especially if you've got knee injuries, if you've got ankle injuries, you can pick up a rope flow rope and get moving your body in fun, healthy, holistic way. So yeah, it's great. Jujimufu's come across it. I don't think he's one of the first in that community to come to it. Definitely not going to be one of the last.
Up to this age, it was just about gaining, making gains, progress, PRing, and now it's like, dude, like I'm losing a lot of things now.
It's like a skillful subtraction, right?
Yeah, and I really like what he's saying there. As you get older, you stop chasing PRs. It's a poison chalice, and it's a dead end road to constantly chase PRs. The sooner you realize, I believe, the sooner you realize and accept letting go of chasing PRs, I think they're nice markers along the way. But if you give them too much value and power in your training, you very highly risk damaging your body and creating frustration and sadness in the future. So a big focus of my training is finding things that I can train with my body that also it's a skill development as well. That a skill development you're not going to lose as much as things like strength, flexibility, cardio take maintenance, and that's okay. If you're really passionate about one of them, all three of them, two of them, you can choose them and maintain them. But something like rope flow is like riding a bike. Like you can learn the skill, and you can not pick up a rope for 5 years, pick it up, and you will be able to drag and roll like first time straight away. It's programming a pattern into your body, and then you can go further with it. I don't know. There's so many things I could say about it. For me, it's like I like Sudokus, Rubik's cubes, problem solving. Rope flow is like this limitation. This rope is connected. My body can only move within. I can only untie the knot within a certain realm, right? So what are the patterns that I can do? How does my body want to move that honors what this fixed point system will allow me to do? And there's so much the amount of patterns that we've come up with is a phenomenal thing to discover. But it's a puzzle and problem solving. So not only are you working your body, you're working your mind as well. And these are things that you can do into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I've taught a 91-year-old rope flow. It's good to see people like Jujimufu starting to think about this kind of stuff and teach this stuff, share this stuff with his audience. I think there is a growing awareness in the fitness space, especially fitness YouTube. People that have been following people for 10, 15, some people 20 odd years before YouTube even existed. They're following, like you mentioned, Dan John, Pavel, people like them are waking up that we need to think about fitness and movement with different kind of philosophy. For me, thinking about longevity is about self-love. It's about intelligently applying ourselves to our training and also being childish with our training and picking up new skills and developing things like that. So yeah, really like what Jujimufu is talking about here. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this, please let me know in the comments. If you have any videos or requests you'd like me to maybe react to as well, it could be rope flow, kettlebells, movement influencers, anything like that. Let me know in the comments. Drop me a message somewhere on Instagram at Tim's Gym. Way of the Rope. If you're thinking about getting into rope flow yourself, I think I've got one of the best resources online going, wayoftherope.com, 8 weeks to fluidity course. Thousands of people have gone through that course, get great results. And we sell ropes as well. I personally hand make every rope still and send them out from my house. Golden teachers in the daily grind, serving the people. Other than that, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.